Are you wondering what some of the worst college majors are if you want to put money in the bank? If so, in this video, I'm going to talk about the 8 college majors that are the least lucrative of all. My name is Brooke. I've been an independent college consultant for over a decade and a half. I also have a couple of online courses for the SAT and the ACT. I've helped students prep to up to perfect scores or near perfect scores for their tests. Check those out if you are applying for college soon. We've also got a couple of ACT math books that are available on Amazon.com. So if you're studying for those kind of tests or you have a buddy who is, definitely check those out. Totally free. Sign up for our mailing list. SupertutorTV.com/subscribe will keep you in the know of everything going on here. Finally, subscribe to our channel. Yay! We're also on social. Check us out there. Let's talk majors. So the top paying college majors earn $3.4 million over a lifetime than the lowest paying college majors. So what you major in really does matter when it goes to college if you're trying to make a lot of money. Granted, there's people who are successful in every industry in life, and there's a lot more to life than money. I know I'm calling it the worst college majors because that's really clickable, but at the same time, we don't do everything we do for money. So these are the lowest paying college majors, would probably be a more accurate description, but it's YouTube. So you know what I'm saying. So how this list is created is I looked up some statistics in terms of unemployment rates as well as median earnings for both recent grads and for mid-career folks, and looked at those and compiled a list of 8 college majors that aren't faring so well when it comes to pay overall. Okay, number 1, and these are in no particular order, is archaeology. According to Forbes, there's an unemployment rate of 10.5% for recent grads, and even experienced graduates experience unemployment rates of a little over 6%. Median earnings for recent grads are only $28,000, which is even less than in a lot of the arts. And for experienced ones is around $47,000. It's a competitive field. Those kind of super competitive majors can be not the best paying, particularly when their value to our society is more aesthetic or intellectual, et cetera, et cetera. You know, that's kind of probably what's going on. Number 2, this is a category that I hold dear to my heart because I have a degree in it, the arts. So I'm going to lump a lot of these together here. And there's kind of slightly different statistics from the US Census on all of these, but film, video, theater, music, art, and photography, as well as graphic design. It's really cool to be creative, and it's awesome, and it's an awesome tool. And I'm not going to dissuade you from going for it if you want to. But just a few fun statistics for you guys from the US Labor Department. Unemployment rate for recent grads in like film and video is probably around 12.9%. Obviously, these are all like pre-COVID numbers too. I can't imagine what it is now. Let's not go there. For experienced grads, it's 6.7%, and you're looking at entry-level pay of around $30,000 and mid-career pay of around $50,000. Other arts, you know, these numbers might vary just a little bit. Music, you've got lower unemployment rates, but also lower mid-career pay of only about $45,000. So it shifts depending on kind of which niche you're in. Graphic design, the prospects are a little bit better in terms of salary. You might make $32,000 when you get right out of school. But the unemployment rates are similarly, you know, over 10% when you graduate and around 7.5% mid-career. So still higher than your average kind of career, but it doesn't mean that you can't pursue it, but just know what you're getting into when you pursue that college degree. Number 3, philosophy and religious studies. Now, obviously, you can totally go for philosophy or religious studies if it's something you're interested in. And as I like to say, if you're applying to really competitive schools, sometimes when you're interested in these kind of niche majors that nobody wants to major in, it's easier to get into those programs. But people who major in this, money-wise, aren't necessarily making the biggest paychecks. Earnings at graduation are around the $30,000 mark, and at mid-career are just below $50,000, around $48,000 a year. Number 4, liberal arts. I don't even know who majors in liberal arts. To me, it's like the most generic kind of major title. It's kind of one of those things that doesn't necessarily lead to a career. So I think that's maybe why this is on that list. And again, we're kind of in those same neighborhoods, around $30,000 for starting salary, around $50,000 for your mid-career salary. Those are kind of the numbers that you're looking at with liberal arts. Number 5, early childhood education and elementary education. I've grouped these together, though there are differing statistics between elementary ed and early education. Early education, or like preschool teachers, are not paid super well in the United States. I think across the country, their average pay rate is about $13 an hour, which is really not very high at all, especially considering that most of them have some sort of a degree in early childhood education. Unfortunate and sad, but true. And elementary educators also don't necessarily have the highest incomes around. Overall, if we look at sort of median income over time, they don't necessarily have the same unemployment rates as some of these other groups. Their employment rates are a little bit higher, but their salaries aren't as high, so that's why they've made this list. Number 6, physical fitness and parks and recreation. I thought, personal trainers make pretty good money, and I think they do, but apparently physical fitness and parks and recreation are also stuck around those same kind of numbers, around $30,000 for starting salary, around $50,000 for mid-career salary, and unemployment rates that are higher than your average unemployment rate in other fields. Number 7, history. If you want to major in history, I really encourage you to. It's a great stepping stone to then get an MBA or a law degree or something else. But know that a history degree alone isn't necessarily going to materialize into big bucks. Still, if you're passionate about history, it doesn't mean you can't pursue it. Employment rate for recent grads is just over 10%. Median earnings for recent grads is around $32,000. If you're more experienced in history, again, you're going to be making more around the $50,000 mark. They're a little bit higher at $54,000 than some of these other groups, but there you go. Finally, English language and literature. Though many people love to read and they major in English because they just love that experience, this major doesn't necessarily translate into jobs, and I think that's why it probably makes the list. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, in 2016, English majors had an average starting salary of $36,180, and the national mean annual salary was around $49,630 for all occupations, regardless of level, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. So there you go. Fun statistics on English majors. So should you avoid these majors just because they don't pay as much? Well, that's a decision that you've got to make. Most of the best paying majors in our society tend to be STEM majors. 2 exceptions to the rule are business and economics. So if you're like, I really can't do STEM, you might think about business or economics. They're also some of the most popular business and economics. In any case, though, just because you major in these doesn't mean that you can't be successful, but know that overall it's going to be potentially more challenging to turn these college majors into a big fat paycheck. I hope you found this video informative. Give it a thumbs up if so. What do you want to major in college? Put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.